Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming back to our this session of our Facebook Live. Let me see, is there anybody in the session already? Is there anybody in?
Hold on, because their timer still ongoing. On live.
Live
Okay.
already.
Mm.
Yep. Is there anybody there? If there's anybody there, just say hi. At least we know. Hi, Yimeng. Thanks for tuning in this week. Thank you so much. Hope we have more viewers today. Okay.
Hello, whoever is here, leave a comment.
Yeah. Leave your comments, say hi, and I hope you all are able to tag your friends, share with them. Is there anybody there? Actually, today's show will be a little bit different than what we normally does.
Yes.
Today we are going to do a talk show, meaning that we're going to talk about topics related to property or some current affairs. So it's just something that's going to be three of us, and I hope that the audience will be able to join in, give your opinion on the topic that we are going to talk today. So, anybody else? Today's session is going to be very, very relaxed. So, hope there will be a lot more of interaction from the audience.
Yes, please welcome because you have different opinions when have things to share.
Yeah.
We will share something which is very different from the slideshow.
Yes. So that's why it's a talk show today.
Okay, I think I can.
Market review. On the market review for 2020. So
I think before we actually go to the article, right?
Yeah.
Let us talk about it. Like, what do you think next year will be in a one sentence way? It's like, what will you expect and what will you foresee that next year will be?
I think definitely much better, much improved, because with the speed of vaccination that the Ministry of Health is actually going through for the citizens.
Okay.
Just
How about Joe?
I think last year because we also saw that we locked down quite some months. Okay. Then after quite some months lockdown already, right? Then when they lifted the MCO, everyone can come up. I saw a lot of things have changed, especially because I like to study figure. Okay, I found that a lot of business like travel is come up amazing. Even though this year before lockdown Q1 the property price, the property transaction also quite a lot compared with last year. Q1 to Q1 year to year.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, so
sorry, go ahead, Terence. Go ahead.
I can tell that both of you is quite optimistic that next year will be getting better compared to this year. So yeah, actually I found it a quite interesting article from The Edge Markets.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and share, Terence.
Sure, I share. Okay, so this is the article. So I will bring up an article to actually opens up to see what's your opinions between Joe and also Kevin and also the people who are watching this live. So we will go through this article. Brace yourself. To certain of you, it will be a bit boring because I'm going to read a bit. Okay, so the property expect to rebound in 2020. Not just Kevin and Joe, not just me, even the article, even the associations of property, see that an optimistic rebound in next year. So you might have the same idea too. So I would suggest you is you can start now to shop around already. Okay, why I say so? Let's get into the article. So it said the property transactions are expected to surge, although prices will be remain flattish in 2020. To say property expert. Okay. At 2021, Malaysia Housing Properties submit the theme resetting and rebuilding the house. Resetting and rebuilding the house and property industry in the new normal. So we know that we're going through a lot, and then this is the new normal that's coming. Hello, Shelley.
Hello, Shelley.
Hello, Shelley.
Shelley, got any opinions regarding the 2020 market? Do you have any opinions on that? You see, organized by KSI and FIABCI Malaysia. So basically, these two is just an association. I let you see the article when it's written. It's written at 28 July, which means just a few weeks ago. Okay, so it's not too long. Okay, in the season title, Strategy, Outlooks and Trend in the Property Sector, the panelists were optimistic, optimistic about the market outlook in 2022. So if you are on the right train, you are on the right train, then you can enjoy the ride together for 2022. Then my question to you is, how well have you been prepared? Prepared your
Definitely,
documents?
I will see.
Definitely, sorry.
Definitely, I will see a positive rebound. I would say.
Yep.
Okay, I saw this. Okay, recently actually, because we also doing sales, we are front line of the property. Recently, actually, I got a lot of call-ins suddenly this week for inquiry. I can tell you, even though maybe we currently also found that the people who are inquire is increasing. So because you see, this week only started, the government only say, KL Selangor is under phase 1, and whoever does and visit, I think also you see my hair also cut already. My hair cut. So I found that these things means the coming up will be better for me. These few days only, I also found that it's better. So I also found next year will be even better, just like last year.
Yep.
This, I think, whatever you're experiencing now, it's a sign. It's a sign that's coming already. This is forecast. The sign already coming. So they dare to write this kind of article because they see the sign of improvement now. So the sign is there, and then it give you a buffer of 5 to 6 months, and now it's ready in August. So about a few more months.
Yep.
So a few more months of buffer, then we will have a boom of next year. Okay, I think it's better for those who are buying new projects, right? If you still want to enjoy the HOC, it's now, because let's just put it as worse as possible that next year they won't extend. So now is a good time. Okay.
Yeah. True.
So we continue to see that the panelists were Group Managing Director. Okay, Fu Jian is going to be mentioned a lot later. Property Managing Director and Chief Executive. So he is a CEO. Okay, associations and all kind of titles. Okay, PEP Kong said that when the nation went into full-blown lockdown on March 18. Sounds familiar, right? Last year,
Yeah,
okay,
it
to May
was last
3.
year. Mm-hmm.
The market was healthy at 72,867 transactions worth 28.5 billion. However,
Okay.
the whole of the second quarter 2020 was muted.
Yep.
This one only who can tell us? Joe can tell us because I wasn't at the market yet.
That was before COVID happened. Okay, before COVID
Yes.
Second
happened.
Q.
Mm.
Second Q, I
Sec-
think we already locked out that month.
Yeah, so yeah,
The first,
second Q
first,
already locked down already.
first MCO.
Mm.
can Joe feel the impact of the market is
You see,
good during
even
that time?
though that time I remember that time we all locked down at home. We can't do anything. Okay, we can't. Let's say for a subsidy agent cannot do viewing also. But however, I see the figure also quite amazing that 72,000 transaction. You can't viewing like you can't do anything, but you still have 72,000. Means you won't be like the whole market stop. It still have dropped about 40%. But for me, I'm thinking that still quite good, and not like we drop 80%. That one is huge drop. Now
But
40.
Mm.
But the second quarter, written here, the second quarter was muted and dropped 41%. So there's a drop after that. So Q1
Yeah,
was okay until the lockdown, then this dropped 41%. So almost half of it is gone.
I mean, naturally, it's quite normal. Everyone have never had this, how to say, lockdown before. We have never, I believe, even some of our seniors have never experienced this kind of total lockdown. Means the whole country totally stops.
Something new,
In a
yes.
sense, yeah. So I believe everyone also is caught off guard. You don't know what to do. So eventually, sure, definitely on the Q2 figure will drop in whatever industry or whatever you know industry or whoever in all walks of life. Also, it's definitely will be affected. One, that is for sure.
Okay. He noted that the market recovered some lost ground with healthy transaction values and volumes during the
Yeah,
conditional movement control
yeah.
(CMCO) and recover movement
CMCO and
control
RMCO. Yeah.
(RMCO) from May to December last year.
Mm, yeah.
However, the recovery was
Hampered.
hampered
Hmm.
by the MCO 3.0, which this year it is.
This year. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a plus or minus. People might lose in the beginning, but they actually repair back right after.
Yeah.
So it just balance up. So it show kind of something to me that no matter how bad the situation is, the property is still going on because it's still
Mm-hmm.
this demand in the market is still there. It's a need.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. The demand is still there. It's just going slow. But after the during the recovery, RMCO, it seems that we see quite a lot of transaction happening until the another MCO 3.0 happens. Yeah. And then the recent FMCO. But still, it is still moving. Perhaps not on the normal pace, at a lower pace, I suppose.
Great.
Market is still moving for the property industry. What do you
The
think, Joe?
Q. Hmm.
For me, still moving good because I think recently we saw a lot of the vaccination is actually I saw that last week they're saying that in September, mid of September, in Klang Valley area will be 70% for 2 dose vaccination. So increasing for the vaccination, I think a lot of people have a second dose. There may a lot of people come out and jalan-jalan and lepak also. Okay, I
Yeah.
think just like I understand a lot of people may worry whether second dose still we can go or not. But you see in UK, you see in China itself, this country already a lot of people have a second dose. But
Yeah.
now they are walk freely, even though they are wearing masks. But if let's say you have second dose already, the problem for the virus will be lesser based on the statistic. Because
They,
recently, English Premier League just launched 1 week, but I can see their stadium is full pack of people there.
Yeah.
So I would find that it would be better go back to the market.
even though we know that until the situation now, right, even though they have second dose, but you still can see that there are still cases exist on those country with fully vaccine or majority of just vaccine. They already accept the fact that they will live together with the virus.
Yes.
The great
Yes.
example is Singapore and also UK. They already accept the fact. So
Yep.
so with the pace of our Malaysia that's been vaccine, our goal to reach there is not far away.
Yeah. I
Okay.
suppose that because government also speeding up on the vaccination process. Yeah.
Yes. And
I
three
just
of
had
us here,
we are already
three of
fully
us here
vaccinated, right?
fully vaccinated. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank God we already fully vaccinated. So
Yeah.
since we have a perception that the lockdown of last year, 2020, started on March, which means the whole first quarter is not affected, correct? But the interesting part is the first quarter of 21st result, which means the first quarter this year, were impacted, but it's still interesting to note that the number was slightly better than last year first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. As last month, I shared some data in live here regarding the report. They also shows that the first quarter of this year is way better than the first quarter of last year.
Right.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
First quarter last year, like nothing happened, right? It only happens on March.
I
Then
think first quarter of last year thing did happen. I believe we do have cases already, but it wasn't how to say it wasn't that bad. It didn't escalate to a situation that would require a lockdown until somewhere in March. Yeah.
and the article, right, also shows that the article have the same idea as me, or I have the same idea as him, whatever you want to name it. They says this was possibly due to spillover effects on fourth quarter of 2020. So you mean last year, because there's restriction of buying properties, right? So they want to release all the desire, buying desire, sounds weird, release all the buying desire in the first quarter of this year. That's why they one shot they buy so much. Because last year could be, right, the first quarter of last year, they could think, oh, I can wait for next few months, right, because nothing will happen. They never thought of it that they're gonna lock down on March. Human ma, correct? Not very normal ma. Today I don't buy, then wait for next month and that's it ma. Who knows? March 18 struck like a lockdown.
I can
It
tell you,
was March 18. March 18.
Yes, March 18. Yes, March 18.
March 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right
I
after my
think
birthday.
some of the reason also why we increase so much because we locked down that first time we first time locked down at home and we are not prepared. We are not prepared to lock down yet. We just
true.
say lockdown,
Correct.
then we all go home. Okay, stay at home. But suddenly because all the while you go out, okay, suddenly you need to stay at home. Suddenly you need to see your wife every day. You need to see your husband every day. Okay, then some of the couples they last time they can meet together one. Suddenly they need to maybe meet up in video call, So this is the reason.
Yeah.
A lot of people start thinking that, hey, why not? I need to buy a house first, just in case, because you limit your space already.
Correct.
Some of the
Yeah.
people not like
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
a semi, they have a bungalow house, they can walk here and there.
Yeah.
The room
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
limited for them. That's why they suddenly, wow, cannot. I need to come out and buy first in case anything. That's why I think
Yeah.
should be one of the reasons.
Shadi say
True.
it's
True.
good
True.
for pak tor. So
Dating.
oh, I get it.
Yeah,
So
actually,
you want to have 2 person. You don't want to disturb by your family members. That's why you go outside and buy a house so that you can 2 person enjoying life. I get it.
true, true, true. Actually, honestly speaking, back then when they say lockdown, we expected a 2 week only. You see, a 2 weeks lockdown, totally.
Yes.
But we didn't expect that 2 weeks, and then it extended again, and it extended again, and it extended, and then it became a total 3 months. It's about
Correct.
three months, right, Joe? Is it three or 4 months?
Until May. So it's
Until May,
no
Yeah,
April until May.
I think
It's 2 months.
three and a half months.
2 months something.
3 months.
May 3rd. It's around 2 months. Because it's you see, look at here. Full blown lockdowns on March 18 to 3rd May.
March 18.
To 3rd
Yep.
May.
Yeah.
So it's
So
around
we
2 months.
totally did not expect this, and we didn't. A lot of them were caught off guard. Didn't know that what are we to do. That is the thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So right after the MCO, the first MCO, we see some recovery already, especially in the property industry.
Yeah. Shelly said it's 571 day. I get what you mean. The MCO is 571 day. Yeah, because it combines from 18 March until today. If you have to calculate that, then yes, it's 571. It's more than 1 year already. But what I understand is fully lockdown means you cannot go out. But that time you still can.
The lockdown, what she's trying to say is 571 days is accumulative. Am I correct? It's accumulative.
Yes, accumulative.
Definitely going to more than 1 year already, yes.
Oh my God.
Last year, March until it's more than 1 year already.
Yep.
The lockdown wasn't like the lockdown as in now, which is you cannot go out at all. I think the more tighter movement control is where the March 18 to May 3. Even the street I go out, there's a roadblock there. But now you still have to go to certain main route that you only can block down.
Yes.
So I don't think
yes.
It's 571 days as not as in the fully total lockdown or something. You still have movement control. Maybe you cannot go out state.
Yeah, you can't cross district, you can't cross states, and then certain there are certain restrictions, but it's not as stringent as what we went through the first time. What you say is true, because back then I had my surgery. I remember that is on the 18th March, 20th, I was admitted to the hospital already. So anyway, during my recovery medical checkup, I still have to go back to the hospital. You can count the number of cars on the road. You can count, And now, okay, you don't realize you are still under FMCO. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah. To me, that's not lockdown because for me, I still can travel around. The truly lockdown is from March 18 last year. Okay, that short period of time, and then this month from 1st June until now, that is lockdown to me. The rest of the day is not lockdown for me. I still can move around. But anyway, perhaps it's still true. Then Kong predicts. He predicted that second quarter of this year figures will dip due to the strict lockdown, since 1st of June, as we know. He expected the pandemic to be under control by year end.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. With the vaccination program is full force. Yes. And the market should be seen as robust recovery in 2022.
Yeah. True.
It's
I think we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. We finally see the light.
Yeah, even the article by KKM, they Facebook, if you check out KKM Facebook, they actually have an article that's saying that the hospitalization of administration is decreasing for the
Yes,
ICU.
yes.
Is
Yes,
decreasing.
yes. Yep.
But
Correct.
with that sense, for me, I don't think you should be totally put it down and forget about the SOP and everything, because
Yeah.
don't forget about there are certain variants that might not be. You still get infected with COVID with vaccination, just that you don't hospitalize. That's why we still have to take consideration of that.
Yeah.
It's hard to
We still
tell.
have to be vigilant. It's good to be vigilant.
Last year, we never know there's such thing as called variant. Until now, we only knew that there's such thing. So we cannot tell what is next year. So it's just giving you a optimistic point of view. But I still believe the majority of it is quite accurate. So he also called the reactivations of Malaysia, MM2H. MM2H program. You got the news, right?
Yep.
You know that MM2H have a news.
Yes.
Yep, coming back. Yep.
The news is about the more tighter laws to get in MM2H.
To get, yes.
They say, what I know is that they say the government wants to trigger the economy. That's why he increased the bar of the requirements of entry. I think that sounds quite irony, because you said you want to trigger the economy, but you increase the bar of difficulty for people to come in. But I understand that. Yeah, why?
So far, the entire world, we also don't know. Maybe they think that this program may work. Once they launch already, they will know what happened. This is just for me, very simple one. Just that launch already, then see what is the outcome. The outcome is not good, means
yes.
Yeah, definitely. If the outcome or the receivable is not so positive, I believe they would need to do some adjustment. That is for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
For MM2H, right? You know what my foreigner friends who enjoy the MM2H say about? Oh, they say something like that. They increase the bar. Okay, let's see lah. Maybe Malaysia government can U-turn one. They say something like that. Maybe, who knows? So far, I might not know. They might go a U-turn or something. It's quite funny to hear from them. Yeah, which were temporarily suspended in the middle of last year. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Shelly Ham said he missed the curry Penang laksa. I understand that Penang laksa is gone, as we know. The most famous one are the laksa, curry laksa. But for Chendol, right?
Penang laksa,
for Chendol, right?
Which one?
Penang laksa. Then
which one is gone?
The air hitam.
Oh, that one by the market one, huh?
Yes, that one is the best. For me lah.
No lah, that is not the best lah. Next time you come back with me. You come back with me. Joe, you come. We go for Cuti Malaysia. I bring you all for good laksa. That's not the best lah, really.
Seven is born from there lah.
Penang lah. But they also say that Penang basically everywhere is good. If you're not good, you cannot survive. So there's no best. There's only better.
Yes,
okay.
You are right.
Okay. But Chendol, right, Shelly? Chendol, right? In PJ, you find a few that's very delicious already. You don't have to go so far.
Agree. I agree with you.
Chendol, I'm a big fan of Chendol. I can give up all the dessert, but not Chendol. Yes. Okay. So the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture announced that completion review of the program that is ready to be presented in the cabinet for approval. How to get approval when the cabinet is still not exist? I don't know.
For the time being, they are finalizing.
We wait and see.
Yes. Their cabinet changed so many times, where the room of my cabinet still exists already 20 years.
We wait and
You
see.
are. Yeah.
Okay. So no opinion on here? MM2H? Meanwhile, addressing the issue of an overhang, Prevendran said the numbers and the value grew by 8.84 to 12.88 respectively in Klang Valley due to the property's launch in 2019. Wow. So overhang is increasing, guys.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
because I think
For the
those
year.
2019, I think after 2 years or so, project um, now is the time that is handover.
That's why the reason why they launched HOC.
yeah,
This is the
yeah.
reason they launched HOC to settle down the overhang unit.
Mm.
But also based on our last few weeks, our FB live, we also mentioning about because of HOC, the overhang unit also decreased in Klang Valley area. Klang Valley.
Decrease because of HOC, right? That's that triggers the drop of the
Yes,
overhang.
Yep.
Sorry.
because we in our company we have 80 hours project. We can foresee a lot of projects is one very good, especially 600 plus, 600 and below lah. 600 and below the
Yep.
pricing
Yeah.
is one very good, very good.
Normal lah, cannot be blamed lah. No developer will know that 2020 going to happen this kind of thing. So it's normal. To me, it's normal.
Yep.
Okay, the problem then was enthusiast building. The developer just went forward and launched without property market study analysis. This is one thing. If without COVID, right, the supply of the property is still a lot. About what buyer want and what buyer can afford, said Pavindran, adding that the problem persisted in 2021. There you go. Without COVID, I think without COVID is still a problem here. They they infuse too much of desire, but they are not checking out the reality that how many buyers we can really afford. That's why the best thing is where MM2H come into the picture to digest off the market, which is good.
Yeah.
The expert revealed the majority of overhang and landed residents as opposed to service apartment. They are in the range of 500,000 to a million. However, amid the pandemic, mortgage approval continued to be on the rise, and the developer got creative at driving sales. How do you see that?
I would say some of the project, in a sense that here it says the majority of the overhang are landed residential units as opposed to service apartments.
Could be
So I can
mid-range
see the
because
next statement also saying that the value and the volume of transaction
okay, value and the volume transaction grew by 28 to 19.5 respectively in first quarter of 20 compared to last year, a sign of resilient market and pent-up demand. Yep. As we already mentioned, that's why this year first quarter is better than last year first quarter. So
that's why I just from this statement suddenly I recall one thing is because last year we locked down 2 months, then also some of the we also restriction for between state, and then we hardly to do a better result lah. But however, this one the transaction and the figures suddenly found that it is not what we think. You see the mortgage approval actually increasing. So which means once didn't lock down and is open, the things value and the volume will increase. This is what I can see from here.
Yeah, definitely, Joe.
Especially 500K to 1 million.
Yeah.
consider mid-range, right? Mid-range property, 500 to
Yes.
1
Yeah,
million.
yeah. Mid-range, yes.
Hmm. He noted that the Iskandar Malaysia, well, we've been talking about this
Yeah,
many,
the
many
Iskandar
times
project.
since few years back in Johor was the worst hit market in the region. Wow. The
Yeah.
worst hit, the statement is not something new for Iskandar. It's not something new. Without the COVID, it's already been mentioning about it. With an overhang close to double of the Klang Valley last year. The overall Iskandar grew by 27 and 73%, guys, of the overhang units was service apartment. Wow, this is serious, something serious.
Mm.
Iskandar. I mean, Iskandar, the or JB in other words is basically targeting the Singaporean markets and those expats who travel Singapore and JB back and forth, target those kind of people. Huh. Even
Also,
worse
on top of that,
now. Hmm,
I believe the
sorry,
Iskandar project also one of the market is also for China as well. Then due to the lockdown since last year, there's no international borders open, so I believe it's also quite difficult for buyers to drop by, take a look, of the property.
yes, yes. I've been there also. Shelly had been there also. You see, luckily never invest. You've been there also. I've been to the
Oh, Australian say you've been there before.
yes. I've
Yeah.
been to the Singapore, which means the JB project. Okay, which you on top of the project you can look through the Singapore. What was that? Singapore that what was the region that is opposite the JB one? Warehouse, not warehouse. Woodland. I think it's Woodland. Yes, Woodland,
Woodlands,
right?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the project that can see through the Woodlands is just right across. I was there. It's called Gongzhu One. It's by a Chinese developer. I've been there before. I can see how much condo are there. It's crazy. Shelly
I
Ham says
see.
site visits supposed to sell project. Oh, so Shelly, you supposed to sell the JB project. That is Kanda and JB project. Okay. I foresee an increase in overhang units. Wow. It's very, very serious. And yet he
Mm.
foresee that's increase again in Iskandar next year. Wow. As well as launches in 2019 come into the
Mm.
picture. Wow. So it's kind of like worse and adding the worst.
But
However, sorry?
can see from the developer, they all shifted to rental house very quickly. They
Yes,
change.
however, yes. Yes,
They
switch to
also
landed property very quickly.
not waiting the market to let them beat them. They based on the incoming supply and they change to rental house launch. That's why as a result also good sales only
I
drop a little bit 10% volume.
I can see why is that coming. It's very logic makes sense because JB don't have that kind of crowd in Klang Valley that's so packed, and then not as like the Klang Valley that's so limited space for landed property. But Iskandar is not. Johor land is huge, many white space, and the population doesn't match with the supply there. So that's why. Might as well just change everything to landed is way better. Agree?
Shift to supply. And I
Yeah.
think because JB still very good location, just that they are not same like KL area like a city already. I think they should.
Correct.
Yeah, currently yes. Based on the landed house, yes, the supply is very good. Should go for it. They go yes. The time to join.
Will you guys buy or not if they switch to landed property? Will Kevin and Joe, will you consider, Shelley, will you consider to buy?
For investment now.
Up to you.
Might not.
JB, not yet lah.
Maybe no.
Maybe no.
Until something not really now lah for that one. Maybe KL first.
Yes.
See, Shelley also don't want to buy in Johor.
Too far.
But I personally think, right, if they build landed, for those who live in JB, right, they have another choice for them to choose a landed, because some of people, I think most of the people we have a traditional mindset that we want landed houses. How do you see that?
I think not really there, because for me, all the time I would prefer condo than landed property. I don't know.
This is very personal preference. You cannot tell.
Yeah.
You only can tell by data, right? But most of the people around me, they prefer landed houses more than high rise. Okay. Which we can observe the incoming supplies and planned supply. See, at least they wake up. There's a supply and demand to take into account. This also resulted in very good sales. First quarter compared to fourth quarter. There was a drop of 10% of volume, but an increase of 4% in value in first quarter 20 compared to first quarter of 20. See, when they change the whole projects become landed, there's an improvement. See?
I think somehow or another change of strategy helps, I suppose.
Yep. Maybe JB Johorians love to prefer to have a landed. Yeah. Only Kevin can tell, because Kevin is like from top, mid to bottom all go through already. Like Singapore, they go through race in Penang and then now in KL. So I think from ABC all gone through. So you have a better understanding.
No.
Is it true? JB people love to have landed. No.
Mostly a majority like. Yes, because they have land is how to say it's very different than like Penang. Land is very scarce, and then that's why it's very expensive to own a landed property compared to condo. Even now, condo is like 800K and above, or 1 point something minimum in the island itself. 1.2 and above minimum in the island. So also in the island, also depending which part of the island. It's very different because Johor, they have a lot of land. So landed property still sells well for them there.
I don't understand why Penang don't want to stay at the mainland.
Mainland is increasing.
So.
Still it is very different. Still very different. The property market there is still very different compared to the island itself. Just linked by a bridge.
Yes. The only way to improve it is by the transportation. You see, the last time it was only one bridge, right? In Penang to the mainland, one bridge. So then they comes up another bridge, a second bridge. And then you can see the increase of the mainland property start to rise.
Yeah.
Then if they could go for third bridge to ease off the traffic, then
no. Because number one, a lot of people are so used to using the main bridge already, which honestly is the most convenient. And then the second bridge is actually further away. You say easing the traffic, taking the second bridge is no problem because there's zero traffic. But I believe the connectivity, that's all.
Yeah, I used the second bridge before.
Yes.
It's like the end of the mainland and also the end of the island is both industrial area.
Yes.
Industrial area. Am I correct?
it enters into the free trade zone area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe perhaps that's the reason. The panelists asserted in the recent month, mortgage applications and approval value remain close to his historical peak. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it true or not? The loan nowadays is much more easier to approve.
Depends on the value and what they want. I think here the person who was saying the mortgage increase 200% a year to year
Yeah.
after because they are comparing Q1 1Q 2021 and 2020. So
Oh.
we can foresee that yes, based on this statistic, yes, if I say we are no lockdown, the value will increase very amazing.
And also the HOC actually triggers people to buy more properties.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
save a lot of interest, save a lot of MOT. MOT also get you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So I encourage everyone now
Buy
whatsoever need
now.
buy now because save a lot.
Buy now.
The time I buy 5 years ago and 10 years ago, I didn't enjoy these things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now
So those
I work
people,
harder to make the account better. Then I go and buy one. I can tell you need to buy because save a lot of money. Expensive.
Yep.
see guys, listen to this. So those who are watching this, whether it's online now or offline, watch later, you're going to buy now. Okay, so look for us. Okay, sell a bit, sell a bit. Okay, good. So we changed a little bit topic. Just now we are talking about most of the time is the homeship, a residential service apartment, landed houses. So we changed a little bit. What about the industrial and also commercial sector? Okay. So
That
Fu,
is Joe's.
Joe and mine are
Joe's.
personally.
Yeah.
Joe and mine.
Both of your forte.
Yep. Fu said that there is oversupply in the office, okay, retail and industrial subsector, and occupancy rate is at all-time low with the pressure on the rental. Joe, you want to go first?
Yes, now definitely withdraw because for office wise, yes, a lot of people not looking for. But however, recently there are a lot of people doing online. If I say in related to e-commerce, related to Lazada, related to Shopee, okay, definitely they want to look for office, but the still have a lot of options. I can tell you, still got a lot of
Yeah.
options. If the unit didn't do better renovation or they just bare unit, I can tell you they no need to rent out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel the pinch.
Yeah.
I feel the pinch
Yep.
for commercials. I feel the pinch. But
Yep.
I also have the optimistic idea for commercials and retails. They will be start to have recovery soon. Right or not, Joe?
Yes.
Yep.
Companies, occupiers, and landlords need to prepare. Okay, we need to prepare. By right, they need to prepare since last year. If they started to prepare now, it's already too late for me. For when the lockdown is lifted during the pre-pandemic days, the office structure was rigid with the headquarters, satellite office on project sites, and flexi space has been adopted. Okay, moving forward, office will rely more on technology. Yes, that's why we are using now. Okay, we never use a hall to meet you guys. That's why we're doing live in Facebook. It's part of the technology. Hybrid work will be new norm depending on business strategy, workforce, and workplace solution. So companies, landlord need to be prepared. I think that's true. If without pandemic and everything, right? I think our talk show and our discussion will be made somewhere rented a hall in a hotel and do it, correct or not? But now we skip through that and then it becomes the online live. Yep.
My friend actually he's doing IT. So I think he have an office in the Bangsar sub area. But because of MCO, he didn't go back to office. So he just cancelled it. They just move up. and he planned to do work from home. Okay, work from home, and in future he think that every staff maybe go for Starbucks dine-in area to wait and see how first until
Mm.
one day he tell me until one day he okay already he will go back to the office. That's
Yeah,
Mm.
why
I think now a lot of industry. It depends on what kind of industry. Like Joe mentioned, IT. IT, yes, they are able to actually work offsite lah, meaning work from home and all that. So perhaps more rising of those co-working space. Maybe
Mm.
you may rent a small space, then with the facility of a meeting room or discussion room. So as and when your team need to meet up, you just use the facility, which really is at a very minimum cost only. So you don't have to be
Yes.
tied down with very high rental on that. I
Yes.
believe that demand will increase in the future, definitely. But commercial still, there is a possibility of recovery lah, I suppose.
Mm.
Yeah, Joe.
Speaking of work from home, right?
Mm.
Yes. Speaking of work from home, it will be more like a spiderweb business continual plans to be concerned as in how maintain the business for the landlord with all the workers working remotely. That's what Kevin that says. Work from home will be permanent featured. Okay, so it will be permanent, but will be it the dominant factor within the office structure. In my opinion, it will not be safely. So even though we might have a perspective that hey, everyone works from home, so nobody is going to office, so my space is not going to be utilized, and then I'm not going to have income by renting it. So what Fu will actually suggest the landlord what it does is wellness will be like a key will be a key moving forwards within the public being concerned whether it's safe to return back to the office, and also whether the office will have an open plan of cubicle type structure, just like what Kevin you said. We make it like a co-working space. There's we take a huge space and then we cubicle size everything, and then we rent out smaller spaces to everyone else. This is something that landlords and occupiers may need to be considered. Exactly, it's just what you guys said. Exactly. You
Yep.
guys have the same idea
Yep.
to bring it. So you guys, both of you are, I think you guys have the potential to become the presidents of the properties association since you guys are so smart.
It's just a point of view only lah.
Yeah. I think you've been aligned with what Fu says lah, with the idea. Good.
Yep.
Okay. Do you? Fu said it's permanent. So if Fu says that it will be permanent in the market, do you think it will continually remain that kind of condition that people will wanted to work from home?
Yeah.
Okay. So because there are some Westerners, right? They rather give up their positions if the employer don't willing to give them the opportunity to work from home. It's like what?
I
But that's
I don't
another
think
story.
I don't think so. This will happen here in Malaysia, lah. I don't think so, because perhaps it's not really the culture. Not unlike places in US, Canada, and all those kind of places. For us, Malaysia, Asian countries, still office is still a place to go, but believe there might be an increase of working from home. The chances of working from home.
Could be.
Perhaps maybe once or twice a week, rather than a full 5 days in the office. It depends. Also
Mm,
depending on industry. Not all industry is suited to be working from home.
Yeah.
correct. We will see how it affects us. So this is a speculative. We don't know. We have to ask those who working on work from home. So who expect demand for office to be reduced in the short term. So it just said short term now. So however, in the midterm, there will be emergence of premium requirements and larger space. Okay, soon they will require a larger space.
Yep.
Moving forward, there will be a need to return to the office and demand will be returned back to normal. 3 to 5 years, guys, especially between 2020 and 2022. So 3 to 5 years. Wow, 3 to 5 years. What do you think the landlord will be thinking?
3
I
to
think
5
to
years.
adjust the rental will be safer lah. If I say they know how to adjust on that, and because this research that they are mentioning the office is they consider all the office, so also depends on the area. Also depends on the which area. So
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree.
cover,
I
yes,
think
we need time. We need time, but for just like I say, we also didn't know that we last year we locked down, we worry about virus, but when lifted, all people go and travel. The main thing that we worry about virus, but at the end when lifted, everyone will travel around. Is that the
Yeah.
people worry about virus? Last year
No,
is
no.
don't have the vaccination yet.
Yes,
See,
agree.
this one and me they foresee 3 years. Yes, need time to recover back for that time the rent the paid rental, but now they need to adjust their prices.
I I think small offices won't have a big impact, but the biggest impacts are those with bigger space. To me, I think because you can see, rental will be adjusted definitely. Everything,
Yes.
everything. I think commercials, speaking of commercial offices and also factories, there will be a lot of adjustment there. But for example, we know that there's one space, Oakland Road, we've been rented out, the Elkin there. You know, since I joined, right, the last year I joined, I heard about from my colleague, they already started to move out. The tenants started to move out. They
Yes.
started to empty. And until now, it's not fully rented out. You can tell already, it's big space. It's a very good example. Nobody want, no demand there. Correct enough. How long you guys has been taking in charge for the open space?
Quite some time.
Yes, I think, yeah. But smaller space like what? Like Sri Gambira Avenue. A smaller space office, fully occupied. So what can we conclude here is that bigger space will be a lot of people moving to a smaller space. Correct, Nacho? Is my this kind of a forecast or planning, is it make sense? But anyway, he added that vacancy rate is still manageable with an increase of 1.5 to 20% today. Meanwhile, the rental segments saw a double-digit decline during the pandemic. Exactly, which carried out into first quarter of this year with decline 4 to 5%. So retail segments and office will be declined. So I can say many people spending time more in houses. That's why the sales is increasing. But on the other hand, those who did not spend too much time go out to shopping and retailing, then it will be a decrease. Simple as that. Because people is switching up, people buying things online, no longer buying things on. Yeah, even my parents, almost every single day there's a packaging coming to our house.
Those are not from you,
Huh?
Those are not from you.
No, I usually buy things that I need, not buy things that I want.
Okay. Good one.
I think still not only myself. Nearby here every day I also saw a lot of different courier service.
Correct.
Here to every unique.
Yes.
See also the food also same online shopping.
Yes. Moving forward, the adoption of e-commerce technology, big data. Yeah. The design of the shopping mall is delivery will change completely. Exactly. So whatever we read of an article from whatever we're thinking from our experience is not something new. It makes sense. E-commerce, in particular, has grown 18%. Wow, that's, guys, 57 trillion. Do you know how much zero is there? 57
Yep.
trillions compared to 8% in. That's why I'm seeing those retailers, right? They're moving out, right? You know who are the ones who fill up the space? Courier service are the one who fill up the space. Yeah. In
That's why
an area.
for this part, they say they increase so much. If let's say just like a lot of people think that MCO is that pandemic, is that this is worse, but however those things increase means people whoever also like to spend.
Yeah. It's just that the money is going through where? And then
Yes.
is the money that going through the path affecting you? That's the question. I think many people like to say, oh, the economy is so bad, look at our business is so slow. They did not realize that actually the money is in the market. If let's say there's one trillion dollars in the market, there's only 1 trillion dollars in the market, there wouldn't be burning off like left that it's become 80% loss or something like that. Just that the flow of the direction is just very different. Correct. Whether you are participate in that kind of flow or not. If not, you are the one who's being discharged from the market. That's it. That's the game. It's not the economic problem. It's whether you are inside that flow. So I think lastly, yes, we come to the final. As for industrial and the logistics subsector, Fu expects to see adoptions of new technology, huge demand of data centers, which
Yeah.
Ma Yun has been saying this all the time. Pandemic-led demands for cloud storage, yes, cloud storage,
Yeah.
video conferencing, online, that's what we are doing now, schoolings, gaming, entertainment. Yes, many people have been download gaming. Gaming is booming. Yeah,
Yeah.
I myself download 1 or 2 games in my PC. Social networking and work from home platforms surged by 41%. That's why Zoom market price is increasing in 2020 compared to its usual annual growth of 8%. From 8% to 41,
Yeah.
more
Right.
5 times there.
True. Definitely, because due to the increase of all these online trend, I would say. Yeah, all this online trend. This is
This is
all high demand.
correct. This is a very interesting article to have an
Yeah.
idea about. Some people for us who are in this industry, we can see every single day life, but this article can allow for those people who are not in our industry able to have a glimpse of it, what is happening. This is the whole picture. You see, maybe they sit at home locked down too much, they don't know what is the shop outside, in and out. This is the article you can share with them. Yeah. So guys, I have a final question for you guys. By understanding this whole article, what is your verdict and what is your application? Like, what will you do? What will you react based on this? Any one of you can go first.
And I believe, in conclusion, meaning that 2022, we will see a positive rise in the property market. Am I right, Joe?
You will see better and better because I see not only Malaysia, I see those countries that they're very fully vaccinated country because I have friends and also relatives in overseas, okay, such as US, UK. Okay, I can see the people are running around already. Even China. My friend just called me recently. I asked about her what happened in China in vaccination. she tell me all the things. The government is actually doing the things that what they say lah in the newspaper. They're doing very good job lah, just that different things are different way. But to control the virus, I think if I say you're fully vaccinated, 2 doses, better lah. Okay, this is the reason I was so shocked that this week I got a lot of call-ins. Okay, because we are the front line, we are a race agent, we know what happens.
Good. So you has been reading this article to us together with the audience. So audience, what about you yourself? Seeing that this market is rising, and are you in the same boat to gain the same benefits that are coming? Are you ready? That's the question. Okay. Hopefully you are ready, and then we enjoy this and reap the benefits together. All right. Any more to update? I'm done with this. Thank you for the article read through.
Okay, I think the article maybe we post it in this group. Okay, so
sure.
Take a look.
Okay. Can
let me see. Yeah, wait, copy that. I think I can share this link to you. You can PM us, then we can share this link to you. Yeah, I think later I will after the live I will post the link in the comments section below. Then you guys can check. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Terence, for the valuable sharing. It's very insightful into what we're going to expect for 2022. So like I say, we are actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel soon. Yep. Okay. All right. So I think that will be all from us tonight. Thank you very much, Terence, for sharing. Thank you, Joe.
Pleasure.
Yeah, for being here. And thank you guys. Hope you all stay tuned again for next week for insightful information and sharing as well. All right. Good night.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.